Hey, what's up? It is DJ. Here are your new and updated mods for August the 13th. In total, 23 mods were released today. All platforms got 15 new, including Welker Farms. We also got 5 updates, and PC and Mac players got 1 new and 2 updates. If there's something you'd like to see first, check out the timestamps. Otherwise, let's jump in. One of the most requested maps is back by one of the most requested modders, Welker Farms from Mapper's Paradise. It is back and it is here for all platforms, the 4th iteration of this map for farms of 17, 19, 22, and now it is in 25 as well. If you're unfamiliar with the map, or maybe you don't even know what the Welker Farms moniker is, well, they are a family of farmers in Montana. They got a big YouTube channel as well. I'm assuming 99% of people watching this video probably know who Welker Farms is, so there you go. That is a little background on the map itself and why it's been around for so long. The map itself has 17 fields. No new crops have been added for this one, and as far as farmlands go, we actually get a pretty decent amount of farmland for a map. You've got this whole area at the top left-hand corner. It's going to be where your silo complex is. We also get farmland number 1, which includes our main farm. And we even get farmland number 2, which is another field right across the road. And then down at the south end of the map, we get a little production area. Now, these are placeable areas. As a matter of fact, they are spread out around the map. There are quite a few of them. We've got one over here. You've got a couple here. It's actually a whole complex down here near the store. So you could just put down a bunch of different ones down there. And we've got a couple more spots up here at the top of the map. It's kind of nice that we've got that, so you don't have to like plan out a whole production area. You could just buy this land, put whatever you want down there, or silos, or anything. They're buildable areas. They're for you. It's very cool. I'll be going a little bit more in depth in a video later on, but we do have all of that. Here is your crop calendar. So we've got that. No animals, as you would expect in here. We do have contracts, which is very nice. Although I think I have a mod installed that like doubles the amount of contract money I get. Yeah, contract boost. Let's cut that down to 1 and let's see what those prices are now. Not too shabby. It's still doing pretty good. Got a nice $64,000 harvesting contract. What farmland is that? 17. All right, it's not too bad. We've got one for hoeing. We've got wood transport on there, spraying. Yeah, I think you're going to be making a good amount of money off of this map, so you're good there. As far as owned productions, there are none, but we do have a grain mill and a sawmill on the map itself. And as far as owned items, we do get quite a few goodies in here, so that is very nice to see. Although, no big bud. Granted, there's no big bud in the base game, so there's not a whole lot we can do there. There are plenty of big bud mods, and there's a couple Welker buds out already, so definitely check those out. If you go to the mod hub and just type in Welker, the Welker Farm shed pack will pop up, as well as the Welker Farms map. And of course, we get the Big Bud Series 1 and the Series 3 from Classic American Icons modding. So if you wanted to download some stuff, well, it's pretty easy to do there. Also worth mentioning when it comes to the map, there are no required mods. Next up, we have the Kinze Planter 3660. That is right, it is back. Very good to see it. It's from Hispanos, created it from a conversion for FarmSib 22, and here we've got some new stuff. So we got 4,000 liters of seed. You also got 2,000 to 2,000 with seed and fertilizer each. Then you have seeds of 100,000 or seeds 50,000, fertilizer 50,000. It is a direct drill, so you could use that. It's unrealistic stuff, which is kind of nice. Ridge markers are on or off. I love that because I hate having them on. And then you can add any color you want. I will say that unlike some of the mods you may have seen from Chris S. or Riley S., this does not have any branding that changes. It is only colors. But it is a direct drill planter, which makes it very, very useful. Another one with some pretty wild and wacky configurations, also from Hispano, the Väderstad Tempo L16. This planter is not a direct drill to hold 8,000 liters. That's 2,000 seeds, 6,000 fertilizer. We've also got a 3,000 seeds, 5,000 fertilizer. So kind of brings everything into one. And then we've got one with 150,000 liter capacity, seeds of 50,000 to fertilizer 100,000. I love unrealistic mods, and even I would never use all that. However, I love seeing it. Bring it on, baby! We also have all the colors of the rainbow, so be ready to rock and roll with your toothpaste tractor Väderstad. Uh-oh, crashed my game. Hey, we're back, baby. The Amazon Centaya 3000 pack. This is a cedar, also from Hispano Modding. We got some pretty wild setups here as well. 1,600 liters, that's going to be for your seeds. And we have a 50,000 liter capacity for seeds. 50,000 liter capacity for a 3-meter cedar. You could do a whole series with this and never run out of seeds. You've also got color options, as per usual. This is not a direct drill. However, we do have a power harrow. I've never understood if the power harrow is I've crashed my game again. Anyway, we'll talk about it. If the power harrow's in the cedar, why doesn't it work? It's never worked. There's so many cedars that we have in the game, and it just doesn't work. Also, this is the second time this mod's done this to me. So if it's doing it to you as well, please let me know. Oh, never mind. It's done it a third time. There we go. We're out. Anyway, I'm going to back away from this slowly and probably go delete it. I don't know what's going on. All right, this one is not a Hispano Modding mod. The Unia Poznaniak. I don't know how to say that. I'm not going to either. 510-3. It's a cedar, small cedar, 3 meters on it. We do have a couple customization options. So we've got the track removers. You got that. We've got the measuring through. Yes or no. So there's that. Lights, which could be added, so you've got some brake lights on there, and platform, yes or no. This will hold 510 liters, which is a little low compared to the 50,000 of the previous one, but not too shabby. And then you can see, of course, it does all of your cedar crops. We've also got the Hardi Commander 4500 Delta Force back over to Hispano Modding conversions. This was the base game sprayer for Farming Simulator 22. On here, you got a 27 meter work width all the way up to 33. We also have a 30 meter in between. This will hold 4,500 liters or 100,000 liters of liquid fertilizer and herbicide. Couple different wheel brands to choose from, which is nice. 11 mile per hour max working speed, and we've got quite a few different color options as well, so you should be able to get pretty close to whatever you want this to look like. This one is very, very cool from FS, the Lizard HL180 Avare. Avare. It's a mower, baby. It is also kind of a returner in Farming Simulator 22. They're the Lizard GHC. Avare. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, we've got a couple different configurations. Design number 1's actually going to add some hitches on the back, so you could run multiples of these together. You can also go with design number 2, which will allow you to have kind of a wheel setup. This is great for transport on the road, but if you're going to do that, maybe just go all the way to design number 3, fold everything in. Perfect for everybody. You've also got a couple different designs for the cutting blade. You could do a 2-sided. You can go with a 4-side as well. Definitely go with the 4-side. And then we've got hitch height, which can be adjusted, and you may need to do that depending on what you're pulling this with. We also have some pretty cool colors as well. Back at Farm Sim 22, I believe the colors were like in green for the main. I wonder if we can kind of make this happen. Honestly, it was almost a toothpaste tractor green. Not quite. It was like a dark toothpaste tractor. And then let's see, design here, that was a red. It was a red back then, and the rim colors were also that green. So kind of something like that, but it's nice that now we can control it. Oh yeah, specs, it's a 1.8 meters. Remember, it's a mower. For the placeables, we are going to actually be using the placeable area on Welker Farms, which, well, one of them is down here near the store. This is the largest one, so I figured this would be perfect. We're going to start with the chicken coop pack. We have the single and the doubles. This one holds 40, while this one will hold 80. Head of chicken, $5,000 and $10,000 respectively. The larger one is going to have the egg area right over here, and the smaller one's going to have the egg area over here off to the side. Now, we're going to open up. I'm going to see if we've got any animations. We do. Oh my goodness, they're little chickens with eggs all over the place. Super cute. All right, let's come over here. I assume we're going to have 2 of the exact same. That looks different. And so is that. Oh, that one's getting out. It's silly, but it's funny. Oh man, that's great. That's awesome. I like how they're completely different no matter which one you pull open. That is very cool. Now let's jump over here and see if there's anything going on with the front. I do not believe sure. Oh yeah, and you can add solar panels. I did add solar panels to the smaller one right here. However, you cannot expand the fencing or anything. On to the next one, we have the 100-ton silo. This includes a double silo, a single one, and an extension. We can also come up here, open it up, and that is where you were going to dump. So you can back up to it, dump out. We've got the pipe there, smaller version over here as well. So 528,000 liters for the single, and for some reason 396 for that one. I think it's oh, you know what? It's because we've got extensions on everything. My bad. It also tells us that we could change the colors as well of the pipes. However, when I was going through, I was unable to change the color of the pipes on these. So I'm not quite sure how to do that. Here's this one. When we go in and change color, I was like, oh, okay, we'll change to like a white. Or, okay, maybe not. Why don't we change to gray? Or tan? Okay, blue. So I don't know what's changing colors. To me, I don't see anything changing colors. Maybe it's just me. Hey, if I'm crazy, I'm crazy. Oh yeah, real capacity options. Let's talk about that. So the single one right here is going to be 132,264, as you would expect. And silo extensions, 132. More silos as we have the bin pack, the BIN pack. This one is for all platforms. We have 5 silo systems in here. Well, 3 silo systems and 2 extensions. So I guess we could start with the little baby guy right over here. Boop, boop, boop. So for $20,000, you could get a silo that holds 20,000 liters. For $40,000, 40,000 liters. And you guessed it, for $58,000, you can get one that holds 266. As for your extensions, the little guy is 20,000 liters, and then the big guy over here, this extension, 133,000 liters. So they are kind of to match up the different sets, the different bins, and they look pretty darn good, I would say. Last one we're going to look at in the game is the no entry gate. No entry gate. This is for Call TG. Very, very cool. As a matter of fact, we used to have gates like this that blocked off the Blue Ridge Parkway back when I lived in Boone. Sometimes they would cut it off for bad weather, or they would shut the road down for, I don't know, maybe there was an animal that ran across the road and probably shouldn't have. Maintenance, all kinds of stuff. They would block off sections of the parkway, and they would use gates that looked almost exactly like this, which I think is super duper neat. Plus, you could put these anywhere. You can even find like a pathway, maybe, and just place it down in the middle of the pathway. Really mess with your buddies in multiplayer. Last new ones for all platforms. You got the Polish Buildings pack. This includes a chicken coop, a barn, and a cow shed. We got the wooden sheds with 2 different sheds in there. The large one at 52 by 17 and the small one at 32 by 17. Additionally, the metal structure building pack. This has 2 shelters, 2 storage buildings, and 2 cow barns. And the filled barn with a capacity for 108 bales. Now we got some updates for all platforms. Your very first one's going to be Starowies version 1.202. They've improved the farmlands a bit. They've added numerous ground textures for painting and fixed non-seasonal growth of several new crops. No new save is required. We also have the exact same update to Lipinki as well. We also have an update to the Fiat 160 180 90 DT series. This is from Premium Power and is going to be version 1.1. New configurations added for working lights and air filter. We got new rims and wheel hubs, color adjustments, and decals added. From HR Forest, we have the Kesla Forestry pack version 1003. We've got the 144 ND corrections on physics and Crane 326T with 18RH2 tree detection restored. Last update for all platforms, got the tool height control for headers version 1004. They've added the grape, olive, beet, spinach, green bean, pea, sugar cane, vegetable, beet harvesters. Now we got new ones for PC and Mac players. The Ford SA series, the Ford Series SA. One quick heads up. Now, I don't know 100% if this is true or not, but I think I heard something about Ford not actually being licensed for consoles. It was just 2 tractors, and it was because they were technically versatile tractors. And that's why they could use the Ford branding on them, because it was the same thing or something like that. I don't know for sure. I don't know 100%, and hey, maybe one day we'll have Ford on consoles, but this releasing on PC, I think solidifies the fact that console's not getting Ford mods anytime soon. Now, with that being said, we've got a bunch of stuff here. So we've got the 6610 4x2 and 4x4 and the 7810, as well as the 6600. I believe the 7810, was that part of the Lizard F10 series back at Farm Sim 22. I can't remember. We also have front loader. We've got front loader tools, all kinds of cool stuff. So plenty of stuff going on with this one. As far as our 6610, we'll just kind of go through the options really quickly for you guys. We do have standard and old awning, and then we have a newer set of awnings with lights. Engine setup's going to go from 6610 to the turbo version at 110 horsepower, all the way down to 85 though. Wheel brands, they've never really done branding. They've always done pictures. So there you go. There's your pictures with the exception of Michelin, which has got some pretty cool tire setups, if I do say so. Headlights, we have a couple different designs for the headlights on where they go. Steering system, you got a couple of those as well, kind of changes that up. Exhaust, you could change that one up as well. Front weight, which can be added. Plenty of weight on the front, up to 360 kgs, very nice. Battery location can be changed, I assume it's around this side. Yeah, there you go, you can change that around. Rear weight, let's spin them around. Ooh, looks like we're going to get some weights inside of the wheels. All right, so not rear weight, those are wheel weights. And then attachments, you've also got the with or without hydraulic control. That's pretty cool. You've also got panel protection, front grille, front loader adapter, block model, and then you've got color options for everything. You're going to see a pretty similar setup here for the different tractors themselves. They are a little bit of a different model with different setups and different wheels, but pretty much other than that, you're going to see the same stuff through the first three. The 66 is probably the only one that's a little different, and honestly, this one is my favorite. If I had to choose one, this is the one I would go for. And if I had to make the choice, this would be the one I would go for right here. All of that. Such a pretty tractor. Now, we do have those front loader versions. As mentioned, make sure you select the correct model that you want to go for. You can also change up the colors, which is nice. We do get the forward blue, so you don't have to stick with orange if you don't want. Orange is a little bit much, a little bit tacky. And it does have an interesting hitch, but it does work out pretty darn good for the front. You've even got this guy right here, which will really, really do some damage. That's a really cool hitch. Lastly, today we have updates for PC and Mac players. First up, we have the additional features for the tool-head control for headers, version 1001, fixed support with the dependency mod, and version 1003 of hire purchasing. The fix to the mod for multiplayer no longer shows hire purchase button when customizing, added Brazilian translation, and added Italian translation. And there you go. That is it for this one. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did. Get subscribed if you're new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check those notifications, that way you never miss videos like this one. I've already dropped Farm Sim news where we talked about Welker farms as well, so I guess that's a little out of date at this point, but there's also some other cool stuff like a tractor pulling mod. So definitely check it out. Otherwise, have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one.